Ayo, it's Bueno, back again on the Blue Toad Monkey page, and today we have a Master League set put together by the Blue Toad Monkey themselves. We have Dragonite and Metagross core with Swampert to support the team. Dragonite with Dragon Breath, Dragon Claw, and Superpower, which is its ideal moveset. It covers a lot of Dragonite's weaknesses against, let's say, Ice and Steel and Rock, and yeah, those are the weaknesses. But it also gets some coverage against normal, and it's more effective against fairy types than the Dragon Claw. So Dragonite has a lot of coverage with that moveset here. Dragon Breath, you already know how impressive that move is for a fast move, and it builds the Dragon Claw at a decent rate, 12 Dragon Breaths, which is like 2 turns faster than some of the fastest moves you can get in the game. So it's pretty good. Like a lot of the moves, like the spammy moves, are you get in 10 turns. So to get that in 12 turns with the fastest move pressure, it's pretty nice on Dragonite. And he's not bulky, but not squishy either. It's got a good amount of bulk and offensive stats. Dragonite is literally the perfect Pokemon. Metagross, you often see with the Dragonite, they pair well together, covering each other's weaknesses. Dragonite's weak to Ice, Metagross resists it. Dragonite's weak against Fairy. Metagross also resists that and is super effective against both Ice and Fairy. And it resists Rock. So a lot of Dragonite's weaknesses Metagross covers, and they play very well together. Swampert, we have Mudshot, Hydro Cannon, its Community Day move, super spammy. You get to the Hydro Cannon after 5 Mudshots, and then after that, you get to a next Hydro Cannon in 4 Mudshots. It's crazy spammy. Ridiculous, honestly. Swampert's kind of broken. And we have Sludge Wave, and I'm assuming that's for the fairies to help cover Dragonite's weaknesses against fairies. If you see double fairy, Metagross might have a little bit of a hard time trying to cover that on its own, but the Sludge Wave on the Swampert definitely hits fairies for massive damage. Let's get into some of these battles and see how it goes. Game 1, up against a Gyarados lead. Dragonite does okay here, especially when it's running Waterfall. Okay, yeah, throw them Waterfalls at us. It looks like we fire off on CMP. Which is not bad timing. You'd rather throw on CMP than let the opponent get an extra move in. So Tyranitar comes out, doing super effective damage. And we swap into Swampert, who resists those rock fast moves. It looks like we land on CMP again, throwing the Hydro Cannon. We have taken both shields from the opponent, and 4 Mudshots later, we're sure at another Hydro Cannon. You know it. Now, with us resisting their fast moves and these Mudshots being super effective, we can shield up, and that'll give us the switch advantage. Gyarados is back in. We throw a Hydro Cannon. We could have thrown a Sludge Wave. The opponent's already shields down, and that would have taken the Gyarados out of this game. Maybe. I'm thinking the Sludge Wave possibly could have taken it out. But we still have 1 shield. We come in with our Metagross. If the opponent fires off a crunch, it will be super effective, but they throw the neutral Dragon Tail, and Garchomp is in the back here. Those Dragon Tails are resisted, but they still are chunking. The opponent has built up to 3 Dragon Tails. One more will get it, the Sand Tomb. There it is. We still have a shield. Still a shield up. We can fast move this Gyarados down, but why not just get rid of it with the Dragon Claw? GG's to the opponent. That was a close match. Game 2 up against a Venusaur lead. This is absolutely what we love to see here. And on that note, who brings Venusaur to Master League? I do, sometimes. If you get a good lead with Venusaur, Venusaur can kind of go off. We pull a shield. The opponent throws off the Sludge Bomb, taking out almost half of our health. The Fairy swaps in, and before we can make any choices, we throw off the Dragon Claw, which is not good. But here's Metagross completely walling Clefable. We could have honestly farmed down there, but we're just going to go ahead and fire it off, pulling the last shield from the Clefable. That's kind of wild. We absolutely do not need to shield that, but I mean, we could have. If we wanted to, just to keep Metagross a little more healthy. The opponent comes in with Poliwrath. We go for the Earthquake because the Steel type moves will be resisted here. And we are still 2 shields up. We can let this go. Come in with the Dragonite. Or, survive the Ice Punch. I guess they had to throw something there. Two shields up, the opponent top lefts. GG's. Do you like the t-shirt you see on the bottom right corner of the screen? You should pick one up. We have the Blue Toad Monkey, Hear No Evil, See No Evil, Speak No Evil shirts. You can use promo code POGO, P-O-G-O, for 10% off of the Blue Toad Monkey brand merch online at thebluetoadmonkey.com. Game 3, up against a Gardevoir. Dragonite absolutely does not want to see this. Look at those charms. Chunking away. We swap into our Metagross, firing off the Meteor Mash as soon as possible. And with Swampert running Sludge Wave in the back, if we could pull some shields, it's really not that bad. We shield once, expecting a ground move, and I think we just want to take this Garchomp? Yeah, that's his name. Garchomp out. The opponent is also at an Earth Power, and that certainly would have KO'd. All shields are off the battlefield now. Metagross is out. We come in with the Dragonite. Shadow Claw down. And now this game is all up to Swampert. Because the opponent's going to come in with Gardevoir again, right? There it is. They swap into Mewtwo, and I'm curious to see how this goes down. Hydro Cannon doing nearly half Mewtwo's HP. This won't KO here, but it's going to be real close. Side Strike leaves Mewtwo. Well, Swampert, really weak. And this isn't looking good for us. Dragonite really had nowhere to go with that Gardevoir, but we did our best there, and it was a close game. GG's to the opponent. Game 4, up against a Zacian lead. This trainer means business. We swap into Swampert. It's not our best answer for the Zacian, but it does have Sludge Wave, so it can deal some damage, and if we would have went into Metagross against this Excadrill, it would have been dangerous. So we will outpace this Excadrill to 2 moves. We pulled 1 shield. Will this catch the other shield? It does. We are 2 shields up now. We should definitely shield up here and just commit to taking out this Excadrill with this Swampert. We farm up a little bit. Taking out the Excadrill. The opponent swaps back into Zacian. And we elect to fire off the Hydro Cannon. Dealing decent damage there. We could just let this go. Metagross can easily take out a Zacian, especially after it close combats. The opponent going for another close combat. And I'm not sure that was the right choice for them. They come in with the Metagross. Metagross resisting these dragon moves. We shield up, wanting to stay healthy. Superpower does do big damage here, but lowers our attack and defense. The opponent was at a Meteor Mash, but chooses to overfarm just a little too much, costing them that matchup there. We Dragon Claw with the Dragonite. Metagross is super close to a Meteor Mash here. And we don't even need to get Metagross back into battle. That was amazing. GG's to everyone there. Final match, up against another Gyarados lead. This one's shiny. And they dip right out of there into their Gardevoir, which is great for us because we come in with Metagross, our answer. Metagross completely walling this thing. And honestly, they shouldn't even bother shielding. They should have let go of the Gardevoir there, but I guess... I mean, it will take us out. We're still a shield up. Two Gardevoirs. Maybe I should use mine. Well, 2 Gardevoirs a set. Gardevoir is awesome. They come in with the Scizor. This has to be the Night Slash. Is this a Sludge Wave coming in? Yes, it is. Dealing for heavy neutral damage. Though it's not stabbed from Swampert, look at how much that does there. We fire off a Hydro Cannon to follow through. Still 2 shields up. And right now we have to build a ton of energy on this Dragonite to take out this Gardevoir. Right? Maybe? That was Gardevoir left over, correct? We shield up here. We gotta shield something. Dragonite's our last chance here. We farm down. And the last Pokemon was Scizor. I don't know why I thought it was a Gardevoir, but I guess we took that Gardevoir out. I remember now. Scizor will not like that superpower. This is a close match. We've lowered our attack and defense, but we are still able to farm down before the Sizor can get to another move. And that leaves us with a 4-1. Final thoughts on this team: Dragonite, Metagross core. You can't go wrong with it. It's honestly one of my favorite duos to run. And we brought Swampert into play. And if you've played any Go Battle League, you already know how spammy and annoying Swampert is. And Swampert was really holding it down here. We did go positive, and we barely had to use that Sludge Wave, but I really wanted to see that Sludge Wave connect on a fairy to see how that went down there. So overall, yeah, I think this is a pretty awesome team. There are reasons why you should run Earthquake, but Sludge Wave is not a bad move by any means. So I'm not completely counting it out. Sludge Wave. So there are a lot of Dragonites in the Master League, and Flying's, like, Hydro Cannon is resisted by the dragons, right? And then Earthquake is resisted by the flyers. Sludge Wave does hit a lot of those fairies hard. I'd really like to see if it even almost KO one of those fairies. But yeah, Swampert's got a really good moveset. You really can't go wrong with that. And it really held it down here, helping out the Dragonite and Metagross core. If you like what you saw here, consider giving us a thumbs up, subscribing to the channel, and check out thebluetoadmonkey.com.